guys, it's Kimmy. I know you're here for the video and I'm gonna let you get right to it. But first, I have to tell you about the Notary Business Success Mentor Program if you have not heard. And it includes everything you need to get started in your business to teach you how to properly notarize using our course, Notarize Like a Pro. Apostilles, field inspection, ink fingerprinting, you name it, we got you covered. So check it out, including weekly live trainings and a 7-day-a-week chat. Oh yeah, you heard it right, 7 days. So check it out, notaryeducators.com. Bye. Enjoy the video. To Notary Educators with Kimmy. Happy Friday. How's it going? I had a few minutes. I am sitting in an appointment. Might be too much light. Okay, there we go. I thought I would go live for a few minutes and see what is going on in these notary streets. Didn't have a particular topic today. I was going to probably talk a little bit more about what I'm seeing going on in these training streets, okay, or the lack thereof. A lot of people are still trying to learn the notary business in Facebook. And I talked about this extensively the other day. That's not the way to learn the business. It's not. It's not. So while I had a few minutes, I was just going to talk about why we don't want to try to learn in Facebook. Okay. Hey Jennifer, how are you? Welcome. Happy Friday. Yeah, so for those of you who don't know, I am I call myself the #1 notary educator. What's up? What's up? Hey Sheila, I'm waiting on your answer in the group. We can talk about it a little bit here, but since I'm live, but I'm waiting on your answer. I did a little homework, but I wanted to get your piece of this, okay? Hey Charlene, Sheila, happy Friday. Jennifer, yeah, let's talk a little bit about attorney states. And Sheila is in mentorship. Sheila, I think it's you, right? Girl, my mind. Oh, you just got home. Okay, good. I'm like, girl, my mind, I got so much on it. Hey there, Sheena, how are you? Danielle. Yeah, Miss Sheila, while you're here live, and I'm here live too, because I don't mind sharing this with anybody. I'm not what they call a gatekeeping or whatever. So if you're in an attorney state, there are times when an attorney has to be present. Okay, I'm in Georgia. Miss Sheila's in Connecticut. I read your state thing, Miss Sheila. I need you to read it because, like you said, you called the NNA, and the NNA is not going to tell you what to do. I don't tell people what to do. Yes, North Carolina is also an attorney state. So typically when we talk about our attorney states in real estate, if it's something where the property is like being refinanced, or if it's a purchase, not a seller's package, that's different. You got to know your packages. A purchase is also something if they have a loan attached to it. Anything like that where the person can be evicted because they don't pay. There are documents within those packages that have to be explained by an attorney. Typically, if an attorney is assigned, and this was too much to put in the chat, I was going to eventually call you, but you're here live, so you can go back and watch this too, if you need to. So typically, if an attorney is assigned, and I already asked you this in the chat, what were your instructions? They will assign it because the title companies and lender companies, they know their rules in their states. Now, like I told Miss Sheila earlier in training, we don't allow or we don't rely on other people to tell us our business. I'm the notary expert. I should not call the signing company and say, hey, can you tell me if I can do ABC? They're going to look at you like, what? So we need to know. Okay, even when you call the NNA, they're a resource. Okay, the NNA is a resource, so they're not going to tell you yes, do this, no, do that, because no one wants to accept that liability. You need to know as a notary boss, notary owner, what you can do. So we've already had this conversation, but now that I'm here live talking about it, okay, so Georgia is also very tricky. And there are some notaries that will not do loan modifications. Now, as I explained to you, Miss Sheila, earlier, the difference between a loan modification and a refinance, an attorney must be present for a refinance, okay, in certain states. Now, that's not all states, okay, but it's California. Georgia's one of those states. North Carolina, those type of documents do require an attorney. And when it does, like I said, the signing company will, in your instructions, tell you, hey, attorney such and such has been assigned to assist you with this. Please contact the attorney. Okay, we're talking about attorney states right now. So we want to make sure that we follow the instructions. And again, I'm going to push back that you know what your state handbook says. Okay, so I want you to find it in your handbook, what you find about attorneys or mortgage documents or whatever, real estate, and I want you to put it in the chat, Miss Sheila, and then we're going to finish that out for you, okay? But as I stated earlier, I was pretty clear. When it comes to loan modification, you're not transferring the property. It's not a transfer of property with loan modifications. And again, some notaries may still say, you know what, I don't want to do anything real estate related. And you don't have to. How you run your business is how you run your business. You may say, in the state law, it's not going to be clear. It's not going to be clear. You can look at it, Miss Sheila, while we're live. Yeah, the state handbook is not going to be clear. And I love that yours is online. I love that our handbook, we have to order it. So first thing I tell everybody is order your handbook. Not the primer from the NNA. That's not your handbook, okay? Not the book that I wrote, Start Your Notary Business. That is not your state handbook. Your state handbook comes from the state. The book that I wrote, How to Start Your Business, is just that. How to start your notary business in whatever state, okay? So again, your instructions will be pretty clear. That attorney sometimes will be on the phone handling it. You're doing the documents in front of you, but the attorney is explaining certain documents. Sometimes you're in the same room. It's kind of rare you're in the same room, though. Because if you're in the same room, unless the attorney is not a notary. So don't get it twisted, guys. All attorneys are not notaries. Okay? They're not. Some of them are, but some of them are not. So they're just explaining their part in the transaction, and then you actually do the notarization part. So that's why I always say, don't let nobody tell you that, oh, well, notaries aren't needed. My state is an attorney state. I've been doing this for 6 years, okay? I've been doing this for 6 years. There are certain documents, and I've already gone over those, refinance, purchase packages, where an attorney must be involved, okay? But then there are other packages like a loan modification, okay? That's where I was going with that. A loan modification is not the same as a refi. The loan modification is just changing some of the payments. The person is having some financial difficulties. Maybe they have to push some payments behind. They became very, very popular during COVID. So, for example, what is a loan modification? A loan modification is just that. It modifies the original loan. So the original loan was for like $100,000, right? Payments were $800, and now this person is having some difficulties for whatever reason. They lost their job, they're not working, and they said, you know what? Hey, I can't pay $800 a month. I could pay $600 a month, and then the rest of what I owe you, put it at the end of the loan. That's what a loan modification is. It just modifies it. So you're not changing ownership. Anytime you're changing ownership, even with a deed, I'm going to be extra careful, okay? Because it's a lot of deed fraud. Okay, what is deed fraud? I own the property, me and Jeffrey, my husband, and I say, you know what? I don't want his name on the deed. I don't want him having ownership anymore. Okay? I don't want him having ownership anymore. So I give me a notary over here, me and her in cahoots, or me and him in cahoots, and I say, I need his name off of this. They sign it, right? Should they be doing that and Jeffrey's not there? So that's where deed fraud comes into play, okay? So that's why anything with somebody's deed, I'm being super careful, okay? I'm doing the most. I do that anyway. You know how I do. But I'm being really careful. Oh, this poor little man. So Sheena says, yes, that is true. I used to do loan mods years ago. Yes, Sheila. So I've been doing this, like I said, for 6 years. And again, some notaries have chosen, you know what? I'm not doing no loan modifications. I'm not doing anything with property. But you will definitely be shooting yourself in the foot, as they say, because that doesn't mean you can't do anything with mortgages. You just have to know what you can do.